Welcome to the Top Gun Show, where I bring you new providers, new technologies, and introduce you to the best professionals in the industry, all so you can make informed decisions. Today I'd like to welcome Baker Johnson, the Chief Marketing Officer of UJET, the sponsor of the Top Gun Show. Baker is the real deal. Looking over his LinkedIn profile, I was blown away. Baker has been leading the marketing efforts at UJET for over 4 years. Prior to that, he was Senior Director of Strategy and Operations at Cisco Contact Center Solutions. His accomplishments go on and on. Baker, you made it. You're on the Top Gun Show.
Glad to be here. Thanks so much.
Nice to have you on, my friend. Well, this month I've had some great interviews with Jeff Works, your new VP of Global Sales, as well as Keith Dennis, your new SVP of Sales. UJET has really pulled in an all-star cast of leaders. You've been at UJET for over 4 years. You've seen some incredible shifts in the business strategy of your industry. Let's talk about that. Please give your recap of the industry in recent history and where you think the industry is positioned in terms of inflection point.
Yeah, look, I think to understand what's been going on recently, you really have to go further back, right? Let's go back to 1980, and you've got the voice-only call center, right? We lifted and shipped those into data centers. You get multi-channel, omni-channel, which never really worked that well. All the big workloads throughout the 2000s are still on premise. We're still treating the contact center like a cost center. It's filled with complexity. And then, 2020 hits. We've got everybody trying to rush to the cloud to decentralize for the pandemic. And then 2 years ago, along comes generative AI. And generative AI, huge disruptor. Mostly the pace of innovation is just astounding. They're introducing new features and capabilities every 2 to 3 weeks. And the contact center vendors in this space have been struggling to do 2 or 3 releases a year. So they can't keep up with the pace of innovation in AI. And so what we're seeing is really a changing vendor landscape. And I think you're finally seeing folks start with a clean sheet of paper, new ground up AI first solutions. And they're focused on affordability for the mainstream market, not just the big global enterprises.
Yeah, that's a great recap. Well said. You mentioned it. With new innovations such as AI, where do you think the opportunities are today and what's coming tomorrow, and why is UJET uniquely positioned?
Sure, look, I think the biggest opportunity is just for everyone to wrap our heads around what the opportunity is, right? Go back to Ford, who famously said that when he asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses, right? We keep trying to reinvent human-to-human conversations with artificial intelligence, but the human-to-human conversations aren't going that great, right? And so with AI right now, everyone's trying to replicate those conversations, but multimodality, the ability to send pictures, think of an opportunity where you snap a picture of the utility bill, you share it with a virtual agent, use a voice command to ask a question about it, and then you're presented with a few buttons, probably on your smartphone, right? With options like pay now, schedule a payment, or ask another question, right? We're not going to be doing voice to voice anymore. We're not going to be doing chat to chat. Everything will be blended. The channels, the media, live agents, AI, it's all going to be fluid. And so for UJET, the advantage is a lot of folks know we have investment from Google. We're really embedded with their AI team. We're jointly developing the roadmap and the CCaaS solution. And so really we're anywhere from 2 to 4 quarters ahead of most of the other vendors in the space in terms of releasing AI capabilities. And we've aligned our release schedule to that. We also have releases issued every 2 to 3 weeks. So it's an exciting time, certainly.
It is exciting. You guys are really killing it. I agree. You are far ahead of anybody else for sure. Well, as the CMO, by the way, I want you to know I'm promoting UJET like everywhere I go.
That's like 62,000 impressions right there.
So as the CMO, what's the one message that you want to shout out to from the rooftops to the millions of viewers that watch the Top Gun Show?
Look, I think there's really 2 messages that go hand in hand. One is that what got you here won't get you there. And 2 is that AI is not going to take your job. Someone using AI will. Look, we've been stitching together and bolting on solutions in this space for 30 years now, but it's like there's this cognitive dissonance that occurs in our professional lives where we're so focused on our KPIs and our project plans, our roles and our goals, that we forget that we're all consumers. if you just take a breath and step back and think about your own life as a consumer and reflect on your own interactions with customer service, with hotels, airlines, retailers, I think we'd all just say that we can probably do a bit better. And it's a big lift, right? Change is hard, but that change is coming with or without you. And personally, I think it's a lot better to be a champion of change than its victim.
That's great. And I love what you said. AI is not taking your job, but somebody who's using AI will take your job. That I haven't heard that before. That's incredible. That's incredible. Well, Baker, I know you're a big fan of the Top Gun show, and that, like I told you, there's millions of people watching you right now. Tell the viewers a fun little known fact about yourself.
Wildly unuseful talent that I developed back in the beginning days of the contact center. About 40 years ago, I was on a road trip with my mother, and we didn't have iPads or phones or anything. We had books we could read, and when those got old, we had to come up with something to do. So I decided to teach myself how to say the alphabet backwards. And 40 years later, I can do that, and now my 10-year-old, 8-year-old, and 5-year-old boys can all do it as well.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
All right. ZYX, WV, UTSR, QP, ONM, LK, JIH, GF, ED, CBA.
And is that your password when you log in on your computer?
No, I have to put an exclamation point at the end.
Okay, well done. And if anybody questions Baker on this, just play this back in slow motion and you can hear what he said. Baker, I know you're busy, man. You're doing great things at UJET as CMO. Thank you for carving out time out of your schedule to be on the show today. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Steve. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for watching, everybody.